The very last session, the concluding session of our conference. So I invite Ms. Sonali Dayaratne, the Deputy, Deputy Country Representative from UNDP, and as a special guest at this conference, Professor Bozlo Khandokar, the Chairman of SANEM, and Professor Samahok Bidisha. Yes, please. So it has been a kind of long journey within a very short time, because we started on Friday, that was the inaugural or keynote speech in the evening. You remember those who had joined online. And then over the last 2 days, yesterday and today, I know how extensive and intensive sessions this conference had. So many papers, so many ideas, so many thoughts, so many kind of interactions, and the kind of, I think, agreements, disagreements you had. And you also are exposed to new horizons, or horizons beyond simple economics. The economics students, or most of us, were exposed to discussions related to political economy, related to geostrategies, geoeconomics, and various other things. So I think I personally enjoyed quite a lot. I think I learned quite a lot from those interactions. I'm quite sure many of you actually learned quite a lot too. And the point which was made by Professor Bidisha towards the end, that we are actually big conspirators at SANEM. Our conspiracy is that we want to invite you, we provoke you to come and attend our programs, and then, be motivated to be researchers. So that's our kind of conspiracy, and I hope that we'll be successful in, we will continue doing this conspiracy, and I will be successful in doing so. But we are very happy today that in our closing session, we have got Ms. Sonali Dayaratne, Deputy Resident Representative of UNDP, Bangladesh. And she will be making her concluding speech, and especially, I'm quite sure, even brief the time she will have, but she will be sharing some of her thoughts, and also if she has some suggestions for us too. So I invite Ms. Sonali Dayaratne to share her views, please. Yeah.
Thank you so much, and good evening to all of you. Dr. Basrur Khonkar, Dr. Salim Rehan, Dr. Salima Bidisha, distinguished academics, speakers, researchers, and colleagues. It is an absolute privilege and a pleasure to be here. In fact, as Dr. Rehan said, I am very inspired and motivated to see so much energy and thought-provoking discussion as I walked in here, and I was able to just catch the end of the last session. The topics that you are discussing are indeed really very relevant to today's context and times. And just to reiterate that what we need is more critical thinking, more sort of different views and ideas to come together to find solutions for these very complex problems that we face, which continue to evolve, and in times which are so uncertain and so unpredictable. So it is indeed a pleasure to be here, and thank you very much for this invitation. As I was saying, the past few years have seen tremendous change and challenges globally, regionally, and then for our individual countries. We know that we've gone through the COVID-19 pandemic, and it doesn't mean that there won't be more ahead of us, so we need to plan ahead and prepare ahead. We know that we are faced with the triple planetary crisis, which includes climate change, the biodiversity loss, and also air pollution. We know that we are surrounded by conflicts, Ukraine and Palestine being just a few of those. And we know that there are rising global interest rates as well as food prices all around. So it is unsurprising that these days and times are referred to as a coming together of a polycrisis. And this is exactly where we need multidisciplinary academics, researchers, and thinkers to come together to find solutions for these complex problems. Disagreement is actually a good thing, and it can lead to even better solutions. So I do really appreciate the environment, the principles within which this conference is being conducted. And I was actually looking at these three professors, before you seated on the stage, and thinking what a privilege it is to have such teachers who make a difference in terms of people's lives. I can say for myself, when I was in university, I think the people who really framed my thinking and my ability to question things were some of my professors. So it's something that stays with you through a lifetime, and it is something which is invaluable. So thank you very much. So coming to some of the big development frontiers that we are facing today, we have, as some of you said, unprecedented waves of technological innovation, and that is bringing about groundbreaking changes. There are some obviously good impacts, such as democratization of access to information, empowering individuals with knowledge, and enabling innovation to bridge things like the service delivery gaps. But with that also comes, as we know, valid concerns regarding the impact of new technologies, like artificial intelligence, affecting the job market and the overall well-being of society, along with worries about the growing digital divide, which we need to be increasingly aware of. There are many people globally, regionally in this country who really don't have the privilege that we have in terms of access to digital tools and services, and we need to be very mindful of these as economists, as development practitioners. Another development frontier is, of course, climate change, and that was already sort of discussed at this last session. I was thinking, as Professor Bidisha said, at the end, data is a big challenge globally, but also in Bangladesh. So it's good to see that there is this evolving set of researchers and academics who will be working together to plug those gaps and to really give us the evidence that we need as development practitioners, as policymakers, as officials in government, civil society, to be able to find solutions. And then also we know that there are new dynamics emerging globally. With globalization, we also know that countries in the global south are moving up in value chains, that they're asserting their presence in institutional structures, and that developing countries must chart a path of peace and cooperation in this very complex scenario. We know that the multilateral systems are breaking down. You can see it in the UN, you can see it in many other multilateral organizations. And so there is this need to really build or rebuild the multilateral system, encouraging critical disagreements whilst reaching some common solutions. So Bangladesh will also play a very important role in this respect as the largest LDC economy, which we set to graduate in 2026. And all of you, as well as the youth population of Bangladesh, which I understand is above 40% of the total population, is going to play a critical role in this going forward. Allow me also to draw from UNDP's newly published Regional Human Development Report for Asia and the Pacific. I don't know if all of you have had a chance to look at it, but it's available online. And essentially the report points out that in a shifting world, regional cooperation in South Asia also demands innovative approaches that capitalize on existing opportunities while managing the risks involved. And this could be around the cross-border energy grid, the watershed management, or data sharing. I think some of these, you were also discussing here on this stage when I arrived. And importantly, the report makes a call to improve governance globally, to make policies more effective, and again, you play a big role in this, and to strengthen accountability, transparency, and the rule of law. So in this day and age, solutions are very multidimensional. It's not just about economics or the social change or environment or governance. It's actually a coming together, all of these multifaceted areas. So I do call on you also to explore this intersectionality and the integration of these different disciplines in your work going forward. UNDP, as one of the key development partners in Bangladesh, has an important role in supporting government, but also working with civil society, private sector, think tanks, and scholars like you. Bangladesh economists researching, innovating, and thinking about how to address today's development challenges. Your rigorous research will guide us to ensure that our work remains rooted in high-quality evidence and data analytics, key to making the right choices in a fast-changing world. UNDP is committed to fostering partnerships, supporting policies that fuel innovation while ensuring equity and mobilizing financing for sustainable development. In closing, I would like to congratulate SANEM for the successful organization of the 7th Economist Conference, and our appreciation to all of you as participants for contributing with your valuable research and insights. The discussions we've had, the ideas we've shared, and the connections we've made here are vital stepping stones towards our common objectives of addressing some of the most complex challenges globally, regionally, and in country. Let us move forward with the resolve to create tangible impact, inspired by what we have learned and motivated by the endless possibilities that lie ahead. Thank you, and a good evening to you all.
Thank you so much, Ms. Sonali Daratne. It was an excellent speech. I think it will inspire many of the young minds here, and also, her emphasis on the research, multidisciplinary research, and looking into the major challenges Bangladesh is facing, is already facing, and there are some new challenges that are also coming up with the graduation from the LDC status. I think that will definitely inspire some of the young minds here. Thank you so much, and your presence is highly appreciated. I now request Professor Bozlo Khondokar to share his concluding remarks, please.
Thank you, Salim. And good evening to everyone. I'd like to start by... Okay. I'd like to start by welcoming Sonali, whom I know for long, almost 7-8 years. So, and when I heard that she's coming to Bangladesh, I was very delighted, and then I had a chance to meet her and then welcome to this conference, at the end of this conference. I think I will not take much time because it's already 7:30, so we'll be just trying to conclude by thanking a lot of people. I think just this afternoon when I went out of this conference, I met one of my researcher friend, and he said that this is a massive work that you have done. I said that yes, this is a massive work. Actually, if you see that, like in terms of summary, there are 674 papers presented, more than 300 participants, and I think 23 sessions, and over 3 days. So I think it's growing over the year. If you look at last year, I think compared to last year is much more like elaborated and also comprehensive in that way. Possibly, I don't know. Next year it will be even, even better, and also, I think SANEM is breaking ground. Like records, their own records every year. So for that, we should be applauded. I think let's applaud everyone. Okay. But one thing I always say, and the last year I also said that I'm not the person. The persons are Dr. Selim Raihan and also Dr. Bidisha and also the SANEM members, including the volunteers who have participated, who have done excellent work, hard work almost over 2 months. This is at least for 2 months they have worked. Day and night, I know that. And this is the culmination or what we are seeing today at the end of this session. And also the participants, from Bangladesh and also from outside, that your participation actually make it like the session or the event successful. One thing that we heard during some of the sessions that we did not invite like government officials or bureaucrats to listen to this workshop. Possibly we will see next year whether we can do that. But I think the message has been gone to them already. So this has been all over the newspaper, electronic media, if you see that, print media. So I think they are getting the message. So I think we hope that, and also SANEM usually, what you call after the conference, they put a supplement by, consolidating all the major policy recommendation that we got from there. So those will be also, sent to them, and also we will see whether we can have a special session with them in terms of some specific issues. So with that, I like to conclude, and thank you so much. You will be joining the culture session and also dinner after that.
Thank you so much. Now I request Professor Bidisha.
Good evening. I think the 7 years before, when this conference started, it was a one-day-long conference, and it was a bit in a very short dimension, but it was in Braxton terrain. So over the 7 years, I think, as Bozlu sir already pointed out, that in terms of not only the number of papers or number of parallel sessions, we have been able, I hope we have been able to contribute to the policy making and contribute to academic discourse as well through the type of research question that has been posed and with the research methods that have been employed and the academic debates that we had in these conferences. And we expect that next year, not only in terms of the quantity, but also in terms of the quality, and I'm confident that we will be able to have better and better, and we will be able to go do better and better in coming years. And just let me conclude my observation by thanking the SANEM team. The way they have put their effort was tremendous, and we are very fortunate to have you with us. And also the volunteers, your sincerity, and without your sincerity and dedication, we would not be able to have this type of conference. So thank you so much. And lastly, I would like to congratulate the participants who were here, and especially the foreign participants. Hope you had a productive 2 days, and wishing you a very enjoyable and pleasant stay in Dhaka, Bangladesh. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, please.
I missed one important aspects. I think that I'd like to also thank Australian High Commission and UNDP Bangladesh for their generous support to this program. And with that, we hope that next year, your support will be even larger in terms of resources and also in terms of participation.
Okay. Professor Khandekar actually read my mind. So that's the first point I was going to say in my concluding remarks, thanking, of course, UNDP and Australian High Commission. And since we are, as Bidisha, she was saying that the way, when we started in 2016, it was a one-day conference, and every year we actually gradually expanded, not in terms of quantity, but we also think that in terms of quality too. And I'm quite sure that our partners this year, UNDP and Australia High Commission, they will also be with us next year and with an more expanded capacity and generosity. So again, I thank our partners, and this has been a wonderful partnership. As our Professor Khandokar and Professor Bidisha said, of course, the participants, you were the lives of this conference, because your presentations, whether you are from Bangladesh or from outside, actually that created created the kind of atmosphere for academic discourse. I thank you so much. And I know some of you who have come from very long, you have traveled from India, from Nepal, from Sri Lanka, and some, actually, I know that many of you joined online too from various countries, Cameroon, Russia, US, and so I think it's a fantastic, collaboration and participation which you witnessed, over the last 2.5 days almost. I must thank our keynote presenter, Professor Joe Louis Arcand, the president of the Global Development Network, who actually gave an excellent eye-opening presentation on Friday. And I know that after that, I heard from so many of you, and actually they were so inspired after hearing his presentation, the use of this remote sensing data, how it can be used for development research. And I must be thankful to him for his excellent presentation. Our sincere thanks to two important persons. One is, of course, Professor Rehman Sohan. And you have seen him. Actually, he has been with us since, I think, from the very first SAEC, the Sun Emmanuel Economist Conference, or probably not the first, but the second one. So he has been with us. And whenever we invited him, he came, and he was so happy to see the young faces, and you have already seen that when he was here yesterday. Of course, Professor Raunak Jahan, she was also very, 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 despite many challenges, they were with us. And we missed Professor Wahidin Mahmood for his in-person presence, because he was also with us in other conferences, but this time he was not in good shape. So, but he joined, online on the keynote session, and he shared his ideas, and I must be thankful to him. Our sincere thanks to the chairs. So we had 23 sessions, 23 chairs, and out of the 16 paper presentation session, we had 16 discussions. I heard that in almost all the sessions, the discussions were superb. They had highlighted not only the technical issues, but also some of the very broader policy issues. They had actually helped the paper presenters to improve their paper or highlight some of these important points. Thank you so much. The volunteers, you are fantastic. I think it's amazing. So it was, I think we are so thankful to you. But I think when we were working, I know it was very difficult for me to distinguish between a volunteer or SANEM team, because you became a part of us. And I know that you are part of us because this is the kind of bondage we create through this kind of program, and that continues. SANEM team, I'm proud of you, because fantastic job done. Now, I don't really want to name any person, but fantastic job done. We had 4 sessions, parallel sessions, 3 in the upstairs and 1 here. And it was in hybrid mode. And I know there were some technical glitch, but they managed to solve it. And almost all sessions were on time. So we did not have any major problem in doing so, in finishing the sessions. So now I think we should conclude. I welcome you all to the 8th Sun Emmanuel Economist Conference in February 2025. And with this, we conclude this session, the closing session, and we'll have a small cultural session here, and after that we have a dinner. I welcome you all to these 2 cultural sessions as well as the dinner. Thank you so much.